Hi, I'm Eddie, and welcome to this YouTube channel. We've got a few birds around. We've got a kookaburra getting chased by a magpie and a couple of other birds, so he might turn up soon. As you can tell, we're in Australia, so we're down in Melbourne. So anyway, I'm going to talk about what happened during my awakening experience. So if this is any use to anyone that's having one of these sort of experiences where they have sort of like an internal reflection of search of who they are. So yeah, hopefully it's of use. So, but I'll just talk about what happened in my experience. So yeah, this is it. I'll start off with I realised I had to be responsible for all my actions and all the decisions I'd made up to this point in my life, and good or bad. So everything that was bad was actually probably good because it got me here. And there's a kookaburra just gone on top of the trampoline. Sorry, just getting distracted. Anyway, so these decisions lead you to where you are now, so your awakening experience. So and some of those decisions at the time, earlier in your life, you haven't chosen yourself, or you've chosen a difficult path to go down, or paths that don't go anywhere, and so you think, I didn't do the right thing, but it does get you to where you are now, which is not always a bad thing. It's probably quite a good thing to be an awakening experience. So and through the awakening experience, you'll have to visit the dark night of the soul, they call it. It's like your shadow, the part of you that you don't want to show to the world. So if you can tell someone about that, I think that helps, or you can just sort of like work on it yourself and acknowledge it, and then instead of trying to just get rid of it because no one likes to show that part of their personality, if you can just be able to integrate and live with it, and it's, people are people, and everyone has these things. So that's something you have to probably do if you're having an awakening experience, because it'll come up later on. You won't have much choice about it, I imagine, because if you don't resolve it, it's always going to be there. So and it's about loving yourself in the whole way, so not just the good bits, but everything. So I found I was getting emotional about everything. I'd stand up in church and cry for a couple of weeks, just on the Sundays. But just because of I saw things in the congregation that I thought, some of the teachings might not be quite as I'd expect them to be in reflection. So I felt sorry for some of the parishioners, and that's why I was crying. But so it's and you can cry at a drop of a hat if you saw something sad, something happy. Get very emotional, can be very intense. So and it's always good to have a little bit of time to process all this. So reducing working hours was good, and looking after yourself and loving yourself more. So choosing you is what it's about. So I avoided the bad things. So I didn't really drink alcohol, though I did drink lots when I was younger. And then didn't have to overindulge anymore. Like when I was growing up, we always I don't know. I think it was because come from a big family, we always felt pressure to put as much on our plate as possible before anyone else did. So there's a bit of competition there. And it came through in the adult, when I was an adult too. So I always felt like I had to have a big plate of something to eat every night, which I didn't really need to. So only when I was working hard sometimes. But I avoided things like violent movies and that. Couldn't really deal with that sort of thing, or even playing cards with the kids, where it was like a truth thing, or you had to deceive someone. I found that really quite difficult. Tried to avoid it and just lose, so I didn't have to tell lies or anything. But telling the lies were part of the game. But yeah, it was kind of funny. It was a bit like The Anchorman, if you've seen that, where Jim Carrey can't tell a lie. It was like very hard to, you have to tell the truth. Yeah, so that was funny. And I made space to learn new things by people would say, "Oh, why are you watching this on YouTube?" And I'd go, "Oh, I'm just watching it. I don't need to make a judgment on what they're saying. I can just leave it as that." And that gave me more space to watch more things and learn more things without having a judgment behind things, without me having to put a judgment call on it. And then because I didn't make any judgment calls, people couldn't put a judgment call on me too, so that was helpful. And I started meditating where I'd never meditated in my life before. I remember meditating for the first time at work. I was a gardener, and I thought I'd take 1 minute of meditation because I'd always worked flat out, and I just stood in the garden for 1 minute, and it seemed like a really long time. And in the back of your mind, I hope the client doesn't see me, but it was only for 1 minute. But it's funny how you feel like if you're on the client's time, you've got really pressured. Every minute counts. So and during this time of my awakening, I saw a comet going past. It took about 3 days to go past, and I'd sit out on our outdoor couch and go and just watch that and meditate, looking at that. So and then I of course was questioning everything. The politics of the world was, American politics, world politics. Well, I thought it was bollocky because they're all trying to do one over the top of each other, sort of thing, get the best they can, best deals they can, instead of cooperating, making a better world community, increasing, everything, making it better for everyone. They're just looking after themselves, different countries, at the expense of everyone else and themselves. And then, and even in our local area, we had homeless people, and really felt sorry for them. And it was winter time, so I used to go out and look for people to give warm things to. So I only did that a couple of times because we didn't have much money to work with either. So and we were donating warm things for a couple of people. So which was good. Yeah, it's really memorable. It got a bit embarrassing at one stage where I'd go up to a homeless. Well, I thought we were homeless people when they weren't, and they'd tell me to go, like, no. And then they'd ask if I was homeless, that sort of thing. It's very embarrassing. But anyway, you live in that, and and I suppose I got less judgmental too, about people, people doing the best they can in their situation, the belief system they've got, and they're just people, and everyone's at a different stage, so you don't need to judge, like, why they're not doing well, or why they've got a bit of criminality to them, or whatever, or going the other way, why You know, the very rich, you know, have got multiple holiday homes. You don't have to judge them either. So anyway, yeah, that was my awakening experience. Have a look at my previous video, and that was on what initiated my awakening experience, and the future video will be on the gifts that came out of and what I learnt from my awakening experience, which is probably still ongoing. You know, at different times I have different things happen. So yeah, so it's quite an interesting journey. You think the world's one way, and then you realise it's not quite the same, not quite that. And it's because you've got these core beliefs, and you've been told things are a certain way, and then you sort of question, maybe they're not. So anyway, have a great day, and check out Cut It Out Cards. It's printable cards, birthday cards and that sort of thing. It supports the channel, and we'll have a link below. So subscribe and ring the bell. No, whatever it's called. Yeah, get the notification bell. Yeah, so yeah, check us out for the next video, and hopefully enjoyed it. See ya.